Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Rise of the Ordning. We are on session 29, which is awesome and really exciting. And we're coming up on, this is about the time that I was gathering things together for the campaign last year. So I'll have to go look to see, when our session 1 was, but, it's almost a year. It's, probably, 3/4 of a year, which is really exciting. But... I know. But anyway, just a couple of things before we get started. If you are with us on Twitch, hello, welcome on in. Make sure to snag your bingo card and say hello. If you are with us on YouTube, hello, welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. And if you want to come hang out with us on Twitch, that's 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday nights. And if you're with us on Twitch and want to come hang out with us on YouTube, if you need to dip or lurk or not listen and you want to catch the rest of it, it gets posted sometime on the weekend. I've been very inconsistent recently, so give me a little bit of grace. But those are kind of the main announcements. Make sure to check out the Charting Adventures podcast and that you are following me, Muse's Mythos, on all social media, including YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. And yeah, if you're looking to play in a mini campaign set in Ilumelan or learn how to play D&D, go check out my website at musesmythos.com. I do run some pay-to-play mini campaigns as well. Okay. With that being said, we left off on a pretty intense scene, so I think we can jump right back on in things. So, I don't have music going, so sorry.
What do you mean? It was a chill episode.
It was a super chill episode. Absolutely.
Yeah, nothing bad happened.
No, Tazira wasn't conspiracy boarding things. Okay, anyway. Last we left off, the group had just finished procuring 2 of the 5 needed conches to go to the Storm Giant Court by taking out Thankai Lithica of the Stone Giants. Returning to Tobias's tower, they discussed their next steps before deciding to teleport to the port city of Naso. The group got to know a bit of Tazira's brief stomping grounds at the Wyvern Wings Adventuring Guild before taking on a city that is known for trade and being a bit of a melting pot. Shopping ensued, there was resupplying of things, buying of gifts, and new equipment. Nick sent out some mail. Comori trained with Izzy the Sword and took a level in Fighter. I lost where I was, and Zari did a ton of research. Those 3 eventually made their way back to the guild, some to drink and relax, and to Zari to look over the notes on Ravasi's family, the Rivenvines, part of the Lord of Pentacle in Sailstone. Ravasi, still out in the town, went to the Duskwall Club, a membership club meant for those of only noble or high standing, to drink and procure companionship. As Tazira was discovering the rumors of disappearances, the death of Ravasi's uncle 153 years ago, rumors of vampires, and looking over trade agreements to discover 2 reoccurring items that were very interesting: golden yeast and prosciutto. In the meantime, Ravasi brought the girl out on the town before luring her into a back alley and killing her. Back in the guild hall, where Comori and Nyx were hanging out in the late evening, the door burst open as 2 guild members hauled in a naked man between them, wrapped in only a repurposed jacket around his waist. His skin was translucent and slimy, his blonde hair was wet and sticking to his forehead. As the guild members called out for Doreen, he calls, "Water! Water!" You watch as the commotion moves past you, one of them telling a small halfling to go wake Doreen and bring him to the medical wing. Comori. As he passes near you, you feel a sharp pain in your head, your vision flashing to something slimy around your ankle as you are dragged deeper beneath the water, and the drink sloshing in your cup kind of jostles you back. The bustle of the tavern dies down quickly as the man disappears into the back hallway towards the medical center.
Before he does, I would like to,
I'm sorry, you're actually not there. You're in the library still.
I got no clue.
Nope, I'm so sorry.
All good.
Comori, your head reels for just like a super quick second. It was a very quick flash. And the bustle dies down as soon as it, like, comes. It was just like a tear through the guild hall. And a couple minutes later, you watch a very tall, pale pink furbolg calmly follow this frantic halfling that had run out the door for him, his staff in hand as he stalks patiently towards the same area.
Oh. I did not like any of that.
Nyx, you are at the table with Comori, by the way.
Oh.
Maybe we should go check it out.
I mean, that was... Look, do you mind coming with me? Because if it's gonna be as sharp as that, what I felt in my head just now, I might pass out.
I suppose.
Nyx, you do know that Tazira is down the other side of the hallway in the library.
Well, let's go.
All right, come on. This is probably gonna be the big suck. All right, and I'm gonna sort of follow to where they ended up taking the guy.
Okay. You walk into the medical wing, and it's a very, like, it's kind of open up very high, very widespread, has a high ceiling. There's quite a few, beds that are kind of curtained off to the side, and you see also a couple of, like, rooms off of the medical wing, so it looks like there might be some private rooms, too. And you see that towards the back of the room, there's a medical table, and they kind of are propping him up on there. And the furbolg, he's just crying out. He's going, water, water. And the two guild members who had brought him in are taking a step back and letting Doreen look. And Doreen is giving some instructions. You hear him call for water as he's laying his hands on this man and looking like he's beginning to try to understand what's happening. And very shortly after, as they kind of run back, they splash water along him, and you watch as he sighs in relief.
I'm gonna... Yeah.
You're kind of standing to the side as this cleric is feeling him out and, like, casting some spells to kind of sense what's going on.
Okay. I still want to give her some space, but I want to come up to the side of this guy. He's still conscious, right?
Yeah, he's still conscious. He's
Yeah,
kind of settled down a bit and looks like he is having, like, a quiet conversation with the furbolg.
Yeah, I want to at least let them have that for a moment before I come up further. And after that, I'm going to go, I'm sorry, but what happened to you?
One of the other guild members, a kind of dark-skinned human, actually pulls you aside a little bit and just says, give him a minute. Doreen is working, so we're gonna let him have a minute. But we found him outside on the beach, actually. The beach of the Great Divide. There's kind of like a half beach. And there's a sewer grate that normally goes out to the Great Divide. He is so fortunate because it was low tide. If it was any later that we discovered him, he would have maybe not been found. He was actually found in this weird membrane thing. We had to cut him out.
Wait, a membrane?
Yeah. It was disgusting.
Do you still have any bit of it?
Absolutely. Here. And the guy will pull some out of his kind of pocket and hands you like a little piece of it. And he actually pulls another piece of it out of his pocket and kind of brings it over and sets it on Doreen's workplace.
DM, how exactly does this appear to be?
It's gross. It looks like a white, like a kind of pale piece of membrane. It's slimy.
Almost like a. Would you say it's almost jellyfish-like?
A little bit, but a little bit less see-through.
Okay, so it's more opaque in
Yeah.
that regard. Okay.
So,
I was just curious, just for descriptor-wise. Okay. I'm gonna sit there and just be like, maybe to Zyra, and just it's more internal, which is like maybe to Zyra might want to take a look at this.
There's like a moment where the Furbolg turns and looks at you and just says, "Do you know anything about this?"
I mean, I don't know how much it is to go off of, but when they were bringing him past me before, I felt something like sort of I felt the sharp pain, and it felt like there was something almost dragging me underneath the waves.
Interesting.
And I think whatever happened to me might have happened to him.
All right. I'm going to attend to him and make sure he is stable. And then if we need to do a bit of research, I'll maybe see if we can talk later.
Yeah, that's fine. And this pain hasn't come back as I've gotten back close again or anything, has it?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure.
The Furbolg man kind of comes over and pats your hand and just says, "It is okay. I have this handled." He's like very calm and put together. Reassures you and kind of nods at the other guild members, and they seem to kind of walk away and begin to leave as he goes and looms back over the very slimy man again, who's calmed down a bit, and they begin to have another conversation.
Hey then. All right.
What are
That's.
you doing?
I would say, would I have known where Zyra went? Because I like
Oh,
you
yeah,
said next. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely, you would know where Zyra is.
I get the feeling we should check on Zyra. I don't know about
Why?
you, Nix.
Where do these premonitions come from, my friend?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Zyra might be able to figure something out with this. And I'm just like flailing the membrane around right in her face.
Oh, you may ask her for advice or something, not check on her. I see. Okay.
I don't know what she's doing. Well, then again,
You know,
she
check,
actually might.
check on
well,
implies
yeah,
she could be in danger or something.
You know what? That's a fair point. I wouldn't expect her to be in danger right now. I mean, did she even say what she was gonna? She's probably just studying. Who are we fooling? You know what? Maybe.
It's best to ignore Zyra when she's not around.
I mean, that feels a little rude, don't you think?
No, I ignore anyone who's not around.
Who are you again?
I am around, so it's rude to ignore me.
This conversation is happening as you're walking down the long hallway and get to the door of the library. Zyra, you're spread out everywhere. You're having this moment of realization and this fear, and then suddenly the door bangs open and you almost jump out of your skin.
Screams loud.
Zyra! Zyra!
Oh, it's you guys. Okay.
Yeah, it's you're in
yeah.
the dark, creepy library. There's like very few lights on. It's just kind of your workstation. The library's effectively closed, but you're allowed to
Zara,
be
what
in
the fuck are you
here.
doing in the dark?
Yeah, Tazira is by one candle
what-
and she screams like a pansy when the door slams open.
Jazira, why the fuck don't you have more light for when you're reading? Don't you know it's bad for your eyesight? I'm no
Yeah.
professional, even I know that.
Tazira looks so surprised like Comori knows that and will go, it's actually a special technique. She's so obviously lying.
I was about to say, if I can, I'm making an insight check on that shit.
You don't even need to.
I'm just gonna literally squint over at you and just go, what you doing?
Tazira will very quickly gather all of her papers, stuffing the ones about the Ravasi conspiracy actually in the middle of her pile. I'm consolidating some note, figuring out some things, making sure that everybody's safe, the huge. And you?
You kind of missed some strange stuff happen, and I think we found something that might be a little weird, and it could be related to me.
Okay, all right. Weird.
Here, think fast! And we're gonna toss the membrane right at her face.
Because okay, one moment, my computer's fighting me. Can you roll me an acrobatics check? I want to see if Tazira gets smacked in the face via membrane.
Yes!
I rolled a 12, so
Yes!
I actually think you catch it.
Alrighty. So there's this moment where Tazira is not a person who catches things very often. And she does manage to catch this just by holding her hands out, and she starts hot potatoing it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay, I would have loved gloves for this. Where did this come from?
Mippet's like running down your arm and sniffing it, and does like the cat
Naughty.
sniff, and then like the pull away and the making the face, and then like comes back for another sniff.
So that was found on the beach with a guy inside of it. That's just a piece of it.
With a guy inside of it.
Yeah.
alive?
And he was looking. Yeah, alive. Was also asking for water.
Can you show me to the guy? Do we have the guy?
Yup, he's being looked over right now by the clerics.
Gorgeous.
They said it was great that it was low tide and everything.
Ugh. Okay.
They had to cut him out of this.
That's extremely concerning. And I'm gonna cut out a little piece, like a easily totable piece of membrane, and kind of put it into. I have vials. I have so many vials.
Yeah.
I'll put it in a vial, and put it away for safekeeping.
The day
I'll-
a wizard doesn't have a vial is the day that wizard is actually a doppelganger.
Accurate.
True.
Yeah, and I guess I will follow Comori to this poor bastard.
Yup. I will show her the way.
Okay. Nyx, are you going too, or did you lose interest and heading back to
Might as well. I'm
the
already
bar?
on the train.
Okay. Yep. Your compatriots are sticking their nose in something.
Oh.
You walk back into the medical room. Tazira, you've probably been in here before. And you know Doreen. Doreen is one of the star members, one of the 6 star members. So one of the most powerful members in the guild. He's very calm, very collected, is probably like I'm going to meta say he's the equivalent of a level 20 cleric, but there's not like a level system. He's extremely powerful, and you know that he worships Katsua, the growing goddess of herbs and healing.
Gotcha.
So
Will make a face, realizing that he is here and this dude is not entirely fine, which means this is very, very bad.
And you actually, as you're walking in, a couple other people are hauling a tub into, like a big wooden tub into the room. And you watch as Doreen just puts his hand over and conjures some water in it. And then, they kind of looks like they're rigging some sort of bathtub.
I'll kind of approach him. I know you're busy and I don't mean to fully stop you from what you're doing, and I'll actually walk alongside him for whatever tasks that he's doing.
He actually stops and turns and pulls you aside, and he goes, he is stable for the time being. It seems that, I know that you are a studious type. I'm not sure if you've heard of anything along this, but it seems that every 10-ish so minutes his skin needs water, or it begins to burn, like an acid burn.
Oh, that's concerning. I will kind of rack my brain. Have I heard of anything like this?
Go ahead and roll. I'll let you make either a medicine check or a history check. They're going to get different things, and the DCs are different.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I will give myself guidance. 18.
Absolutely not. You have not heard of anything like this. But you would assume it sounds like some sort of curse. And actually, as he's talking about it, he even says that. He goes, the fact that it is not consistent, it's definitely a level. So, like, being in water more frequently seems to give him more relief, and about 10 minutes is, like, the maximum time. So, I get the sense that it's some sort of curse that has changed his being, so to speak.
Tazira will nod. Alrighty. I'm sure you've already done this, but if you need me to, I can obviously cast Detect Poison and Disease, and I have Dispel Magic and a good amount of energy still here.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and says, I am very grateful, but I have already done all of those things.
Tazira will nod.
I think that I'm going to need to pull together some sort of... I think that it's going to be a combination of greater restoration and pulling together some sort of... Cece, what's it called when you put a whole bunch of herbs in a cloth and you put it on top of something? It starts with a C?
Ooh.
Or maybe, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say a poultice.
That's probably closer. I'm thinking of like a compression thing, but I don't think that might not even be right. Poultice, perfect. And so he like kind of tells you that. For now, I think that we'll be fine. It is rather late in the evening. We're going to get him comfortable and let him rest, and I will do some research this evening and probably talk to Lillian, and we will see what we can come up with. But if you would like to check back in the morning, if you have anything you think of, or your friend mentioned that something happened to her where she was changed, and it might be kind of similar if she thinks of anything. But it is late, and this man needs rest. He obviously went through something very traumatic, and I think we let him rest this evening, rest his mind, and if you would like to speak with him in the morning, you are welcome.
Desira will nod. Alright, thank you very much. Are the people who found him still available to talk to? Do they know the exact location where he washed up?
Yes, and he just conjures a quick like little minor illusion, and you watch as there's like the map of the city, and then like shows you kind of like a random sewer grate.
Gotcha.
So yes, you know the location now.
Beautiful. I will look back to Comori. Well, it's on you. It's late. I'm a bit tired, but if you want to go right now, I can accompany you.
No,
Or-
let's. I think it'd be better to wait. We shouldn't be trying to split up right now, anyway.
Yeah, who is Ravasi here? Have you guys?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay. That's fantastic. And Tazira will just kind of run a hand through her hair, pulling for a moment.
You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, Comori. I'm just getting stuff straight in my brain.
She's a liar.
I will shoot Nyx a look.
Don't look at me like that. You're the one lying.
I am not lying. Excuse you.
With that little outburst, you kind of get like a glare, like the most just subtle glance, and then like a shoe hand for you to leave the medical room and step out into the hallway.
The parts of Tazira's face that are visible go bright red, and she will promptly leave.
You guys all step out into the hallway. If you want to head back to the guild hall and get kind of like settled back into the table you were at.
Yeah.
Comori, a little known fact about Dorian is that he absolutely hates liars and sends them away when someone lies in his presence.
It was because we were yelling near a patient, Nyx.
I think I know better than you do here.
Oh, you know better than I do? This is your first time here, and this is your first time meeting Dorian? Sure. Fantastic.
I think I do. If I don't, tell me something I don't know that you think I should know.
DM, is there a little known fact of the guild that I know?
Absolutely. Hold on. Let me pull up my guild information, because I have an idea, but I want, like, a very specific. You would know, you're not looking for, like, a basic bitch thing. You would know that there is, a secret competition between different teams of the guild on the celebration during the summer to celebrate the founders of Rosewick and the guild.
Alrighty, I will just kind of cross my arms and I'll be like, I bet you don't even know that we have a secret competition each year. Determines who's the best between the teams. Happens during summer.
Sure, I know all about that. I actually visited it once.
Oh yeah, you did. Who won last year?
I didn't say I visited it last year, nor do I know every winner ever, because although I know it, I don't care about it. It's okay, I know more things than you, I guess, Zara.
Anyways, so back onto the topic of a dying man. Comori, you said that something like this happened to you?
I don't know, but when they brought him in and passed by me, I felt like this weird sort of pain, and it felt like I had like something slimy wrapped around me. And that was before they mentioned the membrane. It was weird.
Interesting. Okay. She will pull out her journal and jot that down. The typing will work. Okay. And she'll pinch the bridge of her nose. So I guess game plan is Comori, try to have informative dreams tonight, I guess. Hopefully Ravasi's back here in the morning and we go maybe investigate the spot, see how the attempts to dispel the curse go. That'll inform us more, and move from there.
I don't understand. What do you mean, hopefully Ravasi's back in the morning?
I don't know. Things are weird. He's a little weird. I trust him, but I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You're just gonna let our friend wander about a town somebody just washed ashore covered in jellyfish in?
Okay, new game plan. We find Ravasi. We go to bed. We go check out the spot in the morning. We see how it goes with the clerics, and we act from there.
A way better plan.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Ravasi, I have a question. After your activities, would you have done anything on the town? What was your plan, or would you head back?
I think Ravasi go gets a very strong drink nowhere near, and then we'll head back to the guild.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think that if you guys are like planning about the time taken, I honestly think that you're walking out right as Ravasi is like walking through the guild gate.
Hold on, let me Oh, he's not drunk.
Nice.
He smells very thoroughly of alcohol though.
Nyx will run over yelling your name and hug you.
Hi.
We were so scared. Zyra had us scared us. Jellyfish was gonna splooge on you and you're gonna die. We're coming to find you.
A jellyfish? I didn't. That's not how jellyfish ejaculate.
Anyways, now that you're back, we can all go to bed and I'll give you a nice little butt pat and leave.
I want to know more so how you would know how jellyfish do things.
My mother has a lot of books. They don't even really ejaculate per se. I'm sorry. What is happening?
We'll explain it in the morning.
This feels important.
There's some. Okay.
You can just have Tazira give him like the cliff notes because Sly knows.
Yeah.
You do not. Yeah.
She gives him the cliff notes, and I think Ravasi would pick up very much like the rest of them that she is flustered even more than usual.
Okay. Insight?
Sure. You can add your guidance
9.
from chat. Roll a d4.
Thank you, chat, for my guidance.
Tazira, are you
12.
trying to hide something, or are you just flustered in general? What kind of... You can roll, whisper roll, whatever kind of check you would like to make, whether you're hiding something, deception check, or if you want to just give some information with that 12.
Gotcha. Give me a moment, because I actually have a very good chance of rolling above a 12. If my computer stops fighting me, that is. We will see. Maybe. Please. I'm sorry, y'all. It acts fine whenever I'm doing...
Nothing, then the moment you need it, it acts up.
It's probably rolled 20, to be so for real with you.
That might be... Oh, God, that might be it. DM, I'll just let you know what my plus is. +6.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Ah.
It's okay.
There we go.
Beautiful. I think that Tazira just looks a little bit more flustered than usual. Like, there was a commotion and she wasn't expecting a commotion at the guild type way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the alcohol, well, you're not drunk, but the alcohol is kind of still in your system, and it's a beautiful night out, and the stars are above you. And they said they'll tell you more later, so, like, you can go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, as we're heading up, Comori,
Yeah.
I have something for you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and he pulls out in a small box, and he hands it over to you.
What is this?
A present.
Komori's gonna do like the very curious but just like suspicious glare of just like, what did you do?
Nyx was asking for a present, and I had already given to Zari one, so it felt wrong of me not to get you something as well. But Nyx went to bed, so alas, I have these chocolate-covered strawberries. They're not gonna last until tomorrow, so we're gonna either have to give them to her or eat them ourselves. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, fair point.
What item does he see? Because I don't remember.
If you crack it open, and it is that anchor.
Oh, yeah.
That was tarnished. It's now been refurbished.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's
got like a little. Yeah, it's got like maybe like a little seashell or something on it as well. And it definitely gleams like it's magical. This can store one cantrip or a first level spell in it. So there's some practical use, but I thought it could go on your anklet.
She's just looks at it, looks over at you, looks at it again, looks back over to you, and then she just scoops you up into a massive hug.
My ribs! I still need.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, oh, oh.
Right.
Here.
Thank.
And he will cast a thaumaturgy into the anchor. Try it out.
Okay, so, and do I have to just like, and then she starts shaking her leg with it on? Is this how I do it?
You've never done magic before, right? No.
Nope.
No, okay. Think of magic. You know your rage. That primal anger that you have, right?
Right.
Magic, for me at least, comes from a similar place of emotions. Some magic coming from anger or frustration or fear, some, however, come from joy or will. And so for me, I think of it as coming from a place of emotion and force and creating that and twisting it into something more. And you'll see him kind of show you. And for thaumaturgy, it's just a verbal component. And he's just gonna kind of just like go through the motions of like drawing in like a breath like through the stomach.
Right.
And having you think of like an emotion. It can be whatever it is, but thaumaturgy is a spell of wonder, of supernatural power, of something awe-inspiring, awe in the sense of both fearful and amazing.
Huh. That's actually kind of incredible.
Try it out.
And in that case, Comori is going to think about some of more so of the the joyful time she's been able to spend with everyone as she does this.
Aww. Komori,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. So, since this is a cantrip, the way that this is gonna work is, for a cantrip, you can just expend it. It does not require a check, and it is going to use your quote-unquote casting modifier, which I have decided is the base 8. It's always 8 plus 10, or 8 plus proficiency plus your, modifier, and I have decided that Constitution is your spellcasting modifier for this. So for all of your stuff, you can use Constitution, for all of that.
Okay.
So, I can help you later set up, like, a spellcasting little extra thing.
It's not an attunement slot.
Yes, it is not.
Yay.
So for cantrips, they can just happen, and it'll use, like, your save, etc. But if you are trying to cast a first level spell, since you are not a caster, I'm going to make you roll essentially a spellcasting check you have to roll your Constitution check of plus proficiency of 13 or higher.
That's reasonable.
But any spell can go in there once. Only one can be stored, though. So if Nyx or Desira wants to put something in there, just a little extra help.
Huh. That's not a bad point. Huh. I hadn't considered that fully. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you know what? Maybe if any of you guys have sort of any of those sort of blast things, I don't know what you guys
Yeah.
can shoot. Okay, I have to get in
Yeah,
close. Sometimes I can't
he'll
always.
cast an Eldritch. He will put a. Do you want an Eldritch Blast, or I've got a good variety of things.
I mean, I guess I could do the Eldritch Blast, but though I mean, I was gonna say, if anything, I think it'd be most appropriate if I get it from you, if that makes sense.
I think this would be make a little more sense, and he will put in Sorcerer's Burst, actually.
Ooh, I have
Which
no
is-
idea what that is.
It's a 2024 spell. You get to choose the type of damage that you want. Essentially, it's like a base level chromatic orb.
Oh, okay.
But if you roll an 8 on the die, you get to add an extra one.
Oh, you love to see that.
That is now in your inventory, and I added a skill for you at the bottom, a custom skill. That's your spellcasting con check, is what it's called.
Okay.
Your spell save DC will level up as you do because your proficiency in Constitution, obviously. So we may need to calculate that, but it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your Constitution. So right now it would be 15.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Hell yeah.
Ravasi, are you gonna go knock on Nyx's door and give her stuff?
Yeah, I'll knock on. Well, aren't I in her? Are we both in the same room, or did
That
we all
is
get?
up to you guys. If you guys wanted to share rooms, they have double rooms. If you want to have a single room, they have single rooms. However you wanted to get it set up.
That is the next question.
It would have been a little bit cheaper to do double rooms.
Nyx is rich, so the price does not matter, but she also is indifferent to if Ravasi is in her room.
I'll just knock on the door.
Hello.
It's me.
Oh, my best friend, come on in.
You've been, very nice today. Everything all right?
I got to see a beautiful city, which mostly was just me bullying some teenager. So yeah, everything's pretty good.
Yeah. That sounds about right for you. You said you wanted a present.
I what?
You and he's gonna pull out 2 little boxes, one of which has very beautifully decorated chocolate covered strawberries. And then the other one has a hairpin. Bronze. And it has, if I remember correctly, DM. It's made of like a little primrose.
Yep. It has a primrose on it, in purples.
Mm-hmm. It's got a little like extra gem dangling from a little chain. If you put this in your hair will never look bad.
Are you trying to tell me something, Ravasi?
I figured you'd think that. No, it's more of I think someone who is very perfect deserves to have hair that's perfect.
I don't know about all this perfect talk, but the hairpin is very nice. I will put it in my hair. And
Nyx,
then I
as
will put it
you
in my hair.
Nyx, as you take it and look at it, it's hefty. It could actually be used as like a weapon if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. And if you're ever in the pinch, well, he gestures towards it.
Well, I hope nobody pinches me too hard, but it's good to have it, I guess.
Something's better than nothing. And it's always good to lay it on a little thick. I don't think anyone's perfect, but you are a good person.
Lots of things you're saying that I don't know all about, but these strawberries look very yummylicious, as they say in my hometown.
All right. I can go.
What? I can't eat all of these. I have to stay slender. You have to eat some.
Is it all right? All right.
There's probably 50 calories of strawberry here.
Wow, so many calories. Really, the end of the world for a adventurer.
Why I didn't adventure today?
It's the from what I understand, it's the overall what you do during like the 80% of your life as opposed to the 20%. Anyway.
Whatever. Eat the stupid strawberry, Ravasi.
You'll eat the strawberries.
I will eat the strawberries as I put the pin in my hair and take it back out, wondering why it will never change.
I think Sly's confused by that.
Because
Oh,
my hair's perfect
yeah,
already.
yeah.
It'll he was implying like it'll stay perfect. So even if you're in like the midst of battle, you'll have like it's the reason why Nyx will now canonically have perfect hair while in the midst of battle.
Yeah, like your hair will never fall on your face. You wear it down, even in the middle of battle, it'll swirl beautifully. It's great.
And then I will try it on Rivasi to see how much damage it does.
Ouch.
I had to limit test it, I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Ow.
Here, you can pinch me.
Sure.
And I will hold up my weenus to be pinched.
He'll pinch the weenus.
Gross. Stop. Okay.
You can't handle little elbow
Damn, at least
action?
take her out to dinner first.
Okay.
What do you think this is, Comori?
Oh,
That hair pick
I have
is
much to learn in terms of dating, I guess.
that hair pick is currently in your inventory. It just essentially is an additional dagger for you. Little common magic item.
But pretty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else before you all head to bed?
Hey, why is Zyra being weird?
I don't know.
Alright, just wondering if she told you.
Seemed kind of really weird about never was happening.
Yeah, when me and Komori walked in on her with all the lights out, holding up a single candlestick to a book, reading it like she was trying to summon some sort of ghost or something. I don't know. Sort of reminded me of like a teenage girl messing with occult stuff.
Yeah, she was also see the weird robes she was wearing.
I don't pay that much attention to Zyra, but sure.
She definitely would not have been in her church robes.
Okay, I thought you were still in your church robes while you were like doing library shit.
Almost definitely not.
Not canon. I mean, I don't know.
I think we should go waterboard her and make her tell us.
Maybe tomorrow?
Okay, well, what am I gonna do for the next 10 hours?
You're right. You want to go get a drink?
Sure, I'll go watch you drink.
How come you're not having one?
Me and Komori already drank.
Fair enough. Alright, well, I've already had a lot. I'm...
Yeah, but
I've
you
had,
can
like-
handle an immense amount, so you'll be okay. Come on, and I'll drag you.
I've had like 8 drinks already.
Only half of your limit.
I really should not have gotten you.
You sigh as you get dragged out and you guys can spend the night drinking. The guild hall is pretty lively, pretty late, but eventually it does kind of peter off as you can stay up as late as you wish, considering you're both elves and can trance for 4 hours and be fine.
Mm-hmm. Ravasi will have a couple drinks and maybe start very badly, intentionally badly singing a little ballad.
Okay.
And I will hype Ravasi up to get him a crowd.
It works. After a little bit, you see a, hold on, I have this.
And
There.
if Komori or Zyra are there, I will make them dancers for Ravasi.
That is up to you guys if Comori goes to bed or what happens there.
I think she would probably go to bed to make sure like she's set for checking this stuff out tomorrow.
That is fair. Fair. You do see after a bit a human man comes and joins you, a very flamboyant bard, and he kind of supports you for a bit and is playing along with you.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tazira, is there anything that you wish to do before bed?
Tazira is still pouring through everything that she knows, and she is pretty much staying up 5 minutes before she's worried that exhaustion's gonna set in.
Okay. After, it's 3 o'clock and Mippet is running around, gets the night zoomies for a little bit and then comes to you okay, my night zoomies are done, time for bed. And is going to promptly walk on top of whatever you are doing and loaf on it.
Tazira will sigh. She will very gently scoot Mippet off and close the conspiracy file.
Okay. Alrighty. You guys all head to bed. Oh, that is not the right music. That would have been very funny. Instant battle music.
You all hit to bed. Roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative in your dreams.
Oh man, again.
So it's a normal night.
You cannot sleep because enemies are nearby.
Oh no, don't Minecraft me.
Horrifying.
That happened last night to me.
Oh no.
As you guys all find your evening's rest, Comori.
Oh, God. I knew it.
Komori, you dream. This is the same dream that always finds you, your visions of past that come back to haunt you. The same glimpses of the lightly blued hand tugging at your bronze-skinned one, the smile of your mother, the deep-bellied laugh of your father. You remember bracelets of shell and bead and shark teeth and hunting through sand and tides. Of the taste of fish and fruit on your tongue, billowing curtains in humid rooms, of long flowing blue hair and pearl and golden chain decorated pointed ears. Of stepping on jewelry-clad fingers, gripping the hands of your friend to sing and dance with the large woman of the sea. The memories of the storm, the very ground beneath your feet rocking, of your parents' worried faces and whispered promises to stay put. Feeling safe in your home until you weren't. Feeling safe in the water until you weren't. But these weren't the waters you remembered, the tugging, pulling, cold, forceful, dark, and suffocating. A crashing, bursts of light above you, and something pulling you deeper, deeper, ever deeper. The sharp pain in both sides of your neck, and then nothing more. You anticipate waking up in bed, as you always do here, but this time you open your eyes and you are not awake. Water surrounds you, the deep, 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 dark teal of the depths. You're frantic for a moment, thrashing, before you realize that you are not out of breath, but a sharp pain on your neck allows you to pull in water, to breathe, to survive. But you are stuck, and looking down, you see a long, thick, membranous cord, almost as large as the ankle that it holds onto. One side has suckers running down it as far as you can see. You frantically fold to tug at it, before you feel yourself pulled deeper, down, deeper still, until you stop, and you feel the cold current around you. Cold. Too cold. The tugging stops and you float, suspended in the depths. You feel a prickle on the back of your neck and you turn. Turn to see a very large presence behind you and watch as something shifts, and all you see is glowing golden in front of you, a long run of black separating it, 3 times the length of your body. An eye. You wake now, gasping for air, feeling like you're almost drowning, the present gills on the side of your neck aching. You feel sick, slimy, almost wet, unnaturally sweaty. The sheets damp beneath you as the moonlight is pouring in through the windows of your cozy room at the inn. You know that you have never seen that eye in your dreams before, and yet you know you have seen it before.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Do you go back to sleep?
Can I try? Because if this eye seems like I've seen it before, despite not seeing it before. Can I think back to where I might have seen it before?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me. I'm gonna call this a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You take a couple minutes. You kind of automatically go into the you've been working a lot on breath work and meditating, and you kind of go into that and you think very hard. And it's the feeling of a memory coming back. You've lost much of your memories or suppressed them, you're not sure. But there's the feeling of a memory coming back, and that's what this was.
Okay. And I think knowing that, then, she is gonna try to not heavily dwell on it, but it's a start. And she is going to try to hold on to that and make a note of it and go back to sleep.
All right.
Or at least try to.
And with that, you wake up, and you all wake up and kind of come to your day whenever you would like to. The town is bustling. There's food all on the table already.
No. Ravasi's got a massive hangover.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Oh, my Roll20 is being weird. I'm gonna refresh. Hopefully that's fine. You all kind of come together and are at a table. There's a buffet of delicious breakfast food, so many different breakfast meats, pancakes, and there's a couple of waffle-like things, the fluffiest scrambled eggs ever, and tons of fruit. And you kind of all come together, grab your breakfast. It smells of coffee and teas down here. You do see people are drinking still. Some of them are nursing what seem to be a hangover cure type, or hairs of the dog.
I've got a big old cup of coffee.
Yup. Ravasi's like half laying on the table as you all wake up, get ready for the day, and kind of come together.
Yep. I will plop down at the table, also looking like I have a hangover despite not having drunk anything from pure exhaustion.
I'm just going to silently go fill you up a cup of coffee with, how does Zari take her coffee?
You know what? I think it's funnier if she takes her coffee unbearably sweet.
I was like, she seems like a super sweet gal.
She does.
Yeah. Ravasi is a cream, no sugar kind of guy.
I think that she's sugar, no cream. Like, too much sugar, no cream.
Yeah. He just keeps dumping sugar in and then just silently passes it over to you and goes,
Thank you. Alrighty.
Yeah, Nyx, everyone's looking haggled but you. You're chirper and your hair's perfect.
What's up, Zyra?
The ceiling, and also probably my blood pressure.
Me and Rivasi were talking about like last night, and we don't like that you're hiding stuff from me.
That is so unfortunate. Anyways, so about the dying man.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
you look
We're-
like shit, Comori.
Something else popped up.
Oh.
Tazira will make a face. I'm sorry that I wished you informative dreams.
I
What
was
was it?
laughing so hard when you said that.
Well, I mean, it was the usual dreams, and then something different happened.
Something different?
Yeah. And she will describe what she had exactly seen, with not just sort of like essentially being laid out and essentially like almost choking and drowning, but the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And the immense size of it. The pupil, like the black slit, was 3 times the size of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
You said there was a cord around your ankle. Was it? Well, what did it look like?
A tentacle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, Ravasi isn't the smartest of people, and Ravasi also brain hurts, but, where's the mucus thing? The membrane you guys are telling me about? You didn't show it to me.
I will pull out the vial, and actually, as I do, you watch as Tazira pulls out a flask that is half filled with acid, pours out her alchemy jug, fills it with a little bit more acid, puts it away, and then will put the membrane in front of you.
Yeah, he's like, that's like the one of the least weirdest things this woman has done. Alright, I'm not to state potentially the obvious. Comori sees creepy slimy things in her dream, and we're dealing with a creepy slimy thing. Me thinks water?
You
Water
Yeah.
monster.
you begin to hear a bit of an argument in the back hall, and then Izzy bursts through the door, almost stomping to your table with a very worried look on her face. Tazira, I need a favor from you and your party.
Tazira will get up and kind of dust herself up, ready to walk. Alrighty, what is it?
Let's head up to one of the meeting rooms. You're welcome to bring your food up. I don't have one prepared with snacks and the usual. And
Let me at least grab coffee.
she lets you grab your things and brings you up the stairs to a balcony hallway, like kind of like an open balcony that overlooks the guild hall that's lined with doors. Opening one of them, and you see a small meeting room, empty and dark, the table in the center, with a sideboard with a pitcher of water and an empty platter. Like, it looks like they normally serve food in here. And you all kind of get settled in and grab your coffee. And she goes, Doreen mentioned that you heard the commotion last night. The man was dragged in very frantic and weirdly slimy. Turns out that man is Lord Artan Rosolio, the son of a Marian delegate. And, just going over the facts, he was found at a sewer grate near the Great Divide.
Is that the, is that the same guy? Is that a different guy or the same guy? DM.
He's saying, she is saying that, this man was now identified as a lord.
No. I'm asking because Sly was silly and forgot to write down the name. That Air was looking for.
That who is looking for?
His friend.
Oh! Yes! That is the same name that your friend was looking for.
Ah, gotcha.
He was so lucky that he was discovered during low tide, or he may have been swept away. His condition's weird, as some of you saw. His skin is slimy, and we've discovered that he needs water frequently, or his skin begins to burn like acid. Doreen is in the process of attempting to cure him, has kind of figured something out with Lillian, my wife, and is working on unraveling it currently. But the issue is, I would normally pass off this quest to the questmaster and have him put together something for the guild, but he and the guildmaster are very, very concerned about political implications. His mother is a war hero from the Trade War, and is currently lobbying to be part of the Council of Pearls, which is the Marian Council, if you are unaware. There's still tensions with Iga and Maria after the Trade War. Both countries have delegates here right now, working on some trade agreements with Rosewick, and Rosewick is trying to stay very neutral. The Wyvern Wings Adventuring Guild is very tied to Rosewick politics, and if we are seen assisting one side more drastically, foul play could be called here, especially if Ego is involved in whatever happened with Artan. So I need a neutral party to investigate the situation, and I'm asking for your help. Lady Rosalio was contacted, obviously, this is her son, and she was requesting to put in a quest with the guild, and we informed her it would be a bad idea, but said that we would try to find someone. She's willing to pay quite a bit, and said that she could negotiate with magic items as well. We're going to help her son in secret, kind of without the rumor of him being here. I mean, Dorian is one of the most respected clerics in the city, so even if he is found out, it's not that big of a deal. But Tazira, your involvement with the guild is such a short time and not active currently, so I think that it would be way better politically if you would be able to handle this. I know you've been doing a lot with the giant threat, and we're looking for a few days respite, but I was hoping you would be willing to step in and figure out what happened to him, and maybe go speak with Lady Rosalio and get a formal quest going.
Tazira looks very tired as she explains all of the potential political ramifications. Just very reserved, and she'll nod. Of course, I understand completely the delicacy of the issue.
Yeah.
I'm ready to help if the rest of my party is.
I have no clue what she's willing to pay, but if you go speak with her, maybe get that sorted, and maybe see if you have information that he doesn't. Lord Artan is awake. So you are welcome to speak with him before you leave. And Lady Rosalio is currently in the embassy, the delegate home, and you are welcome to go there. She is aware. I will send a message that you are coming.
Tazira will nod.
If you are willing.
What do the three of you guys say?
Call me a goofball, but don't we have more important things going on?
Yes, technically, but my thought process here is if Comori was having weird twinges and connections to whatever's coming on, it's something that's connected to her. And if it's something that's connected to her, either it's going to be something we find out more about and potentially handle now, or when we're in the middle of trying to fight, the frost giants or the storm giants or whatever that huge eye is going to come back and it's going to fuck us over then.
I'm also going to be honest. I don't have a backup plan. If you guys can't take it, it's gonna be a couple days before I can get another group in here, and the trail's gonna go cold.
Lady, your pity party has nothing to do with our decision. Let us discuss.
Alright, I will step out of the room, but I will sweeten the deal and cover your room, board, and any drinking you do while you remain in the city.
These guild people, I tell you what, Tazira.
She steps out.
They know. I know how to talk. Rossi's gonna look over at Comori, actually. I, personally am a little bit more on Nyx's side. However, I understand how important it is to dig into something that feels so personal. And Desira, you obviously care about this guild, so
To Zyra, you also know that the guild has a lot of connections, and if you guys are in favor with them, that is gonna also help open up a lot of ways in the future too.
Gotcha. I mean, to be fair, this might be a potential quote unquote, per Nyx's say, waste of our time at the moment. But the guild's useful. They've got people pretty much everywhere and they've got resources. If we need stuff in the future, we can call an IOU.
The other thing to consider that you would know to Zyra is Lady Rosalio and the Council of Pearls is huge, great political connections down in Maria, and the Cloud Giant castle has been flying over that area. So, like, you're gonna have a hunt. You're gonna have to hunt that down, and having a lady in the city who you've done a huge favor for might be very helpful.
I'm still... Oh. Sorry, please go.
Nope, that was it.
Yep, I'm just mentioning that. That's it.
I'm gonna keep looking at Comori.
I get it. It can seem like it's a waste of time, but just... my gut is telling me that I need to see what this is about.
And we do it.
I just... look, I'm not one for believing in fate or anything like that, but...
Desira's sitting right next to
Zyra
you.
looks so hurt.
then we
Hey,
do it.
Okay, in all fairness, whatever happened to carving out our own destinies? And not just letting fate be predetermined, come on.
You know, don't you know you can take it with both hands and... Anyway,
Okay.
Comori, if you want to do it, then my vote is to go for it. Sorry, Nyx.
I'm not sure why I'm being painted as this hater of this mission. There were fair points about why we should do it. I'm okay with it. I'm a reasonable person.
No, I was more saying that your vote seemed to be towards not taking it.
I asked if we had more important things to do, and then very good reasons were brought up as to why we should do this.
Fair enough.
Thank you to Zyra for that, because I barely have the mental capacity to reason at a functional level, even if I had one right now. That was a lot of big words for me at the moment.
Don't sell yourself short.
Exactly. And besides, this is why you guys keep me around anyways.
Fair point.
I thought... never mind. He looks like he was about to make a very, joking, biting comment, and then holds his tongue.
Anyways, by the end of this, I hope Zyra will spill her secrets to me.
We will see. I may have to discuss them.
I'll do the thing where I point at my eyes and then point at your eyes.
Okay, beautiful. I appreciate you greatly, Nyx.
Okay. With the agreement, you pop the door open and let Izzy know that you will take the quest. She thanks you greatly. And you can go, if you want to go chat with the Lord before you head out, you are welcome to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to find all the good info we can get.
Izzy will also hand you a piece of paper to Zyra that has a map of where he was located, as well as the account of the two people who found them. Essentially, what the account says is the information you've already heard. They were drinking down in the... Hold on, Zari doesn't remember the name of the district. They were drinking down in the lower docks and saw a weird thing out on the beach. It's kind of like it was like a drop off into there's like a small beach area that's covered at high tide. And they went to go investigate and cut it open when they saw it squirming and found a man. They heard him yelling in there and they cut him open, freed him, and hauled him back to the guild because he very evidently needed medical attention.
Gotcha. Alrighty, beautiful. And I think as Tazira walks in, like, all of you watch as her spine straightens up. She walks much more gently. The sort of always anxious demeanor, like, just vanishes in about 3 seconds. And I will walk in and sit down by the bed of Lord Rizzolo.
He's not actually in a bed. He is in a tub. He is sitting in a tub that is being magically heated. As you walk in, Lillian and Doreen kind of nod at both of you, and it seems that they're poring over a couple of books. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Hey, you guys were in the room last night."
Yes. Good morning, Lord Rizzolo. My name's Tazira. It's very nice to meet you. And I will hold out a hand to him.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. You're cool. Ooh, she's really pretty, and he points at Nyx.
Indeed. We are the adventurers which have been set to the ordeal that you have just gone through. We want to get to the bottom of things and have come to speak a little about what happened. Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. Whatever I can tell you, I will, but I have horrible news. My horrible news is that my memory is very fuzzy, and, I can't leave the water.
It's quite all right. Tell us what you do know, and maybe we can figure out what's in between the fuzzy parts.
Absolutely. I was at the embassy and was getting ready to go out. There's a couple of the lords that are kind of my age, like the sons of some of the delegates, tend to go out and party a bit. I remember something about a golden goose, but I can't quite place it. I don't think it was like an actual golden goose because that would be weird, but definitely not the weirdest thing that I've seen at a party. Although maybe it would be the weirdest thing I've seen at a party here. Most of the weird things that I see at parties are usually in the Glistening Tempest. They have some pretty cool parties if you've ever been down there. Sorry. Anyway, they're also definitely, I remember glimpses of a very pretty lady. She had black hair and a gorgeous purple velvet dress, and I do not remember her name or anything. I just have a glimpse of her.
Tazira will nod. And when you woke up, or I suppose when you washed up, what was going through your head at that moment?
Water. I need water. That's it. It's all fuzzy. I barely remember last night other than I kind of came to as we came into the guild.
Were there any particular people that you went to the parties with? Anybody who you were close friends with and were traveling with at the time?
Not really. We kind of just were... I was kind of just meeting a couple people out. I don't remember making specific plans with specific people. It was more of like I was hitting the town partying and was going to see who I ran into.
And... sorry.
Do you know of anyone else who's... this Do you know of anyone else that this has happened to? Have you heard of anything? Any weird experiences like that?
No. I have a couple of the people who have run in my circle have disappeared over the last couple of days, but they're I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes we just shack up with the mistress for a few days. You know, so I don't know if that's related at all.
No, I don't know.
Oh. You look like you would know. You look like you would be fun to party with, I'm not gonna lie.
Is this guy high? Can you calm me?
I will cast, I guess, detect. You guys watch as a couple of freckles glisten for a moment as I'm gonna cast detect poison and disease on this guy.
It's not a specific poison or specific disease, but it is blaring.
Gotcha. Alrighty. I suppose other than your fellow classmen, I suppose, going missing, have you noticed anything else weird?
No.
And when did you get into town?
Oh, like a week and a half ago. Mommy's doing a bit of talk with the politics stuff and making some agreements.
How old is this dude? This
Like-
isn't
22 maybe?
to Zyra feel it does not show, but I think like the only person who could probably read it is Ravasi. Tazira's judging this dude, but her face is completely impassive at the moment.
This guy is miserable. Can you ask him if they share mistresses?
Yes. Are there any particular women who are popular?
You know,
Meaningful?
pretty lady back there, I can hear you. You could just ask me instead of talking through her.
Zara, I'm not talking to that guy.
That's alright, you don't have to.
I mean, I don't know. I personally, no one here has really caught my eye, yet, and so I haven't really been paying attention to that.
Let's see. And what do I have?
I don't believe he didn't shack up with a mistress the second he got here. This guy is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, you can insight check that.
Oh, that is a nat 1. I don't know. I've never hired a prostitute.
For the rest of you who have a little bit, like, higher than a 10-ish passive insight, yeah, it's not that he shacked up with anybody, it's likely that he tried to and it didn't go well.
Classic.
Zara, can't you just do some like mind delving on this guy or something?
That's what I'm looking through right now.
Did you see a terrifying eye that made you feel so tiny and small and insignificant that you thought you might die?
No, that sounds horrible. I would never want to see that in my entire life.
Side eyes Comori.
I'm just gonna casually just look away in a different direction because I can feel the side eye.
Alrighty, so what I am going to do, I suppose, is I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on this man, and I am going to read back his recount of the night, while also telepathically connecting to his mind, and I'm going to try and see if I get any sort of subconscious sense of anything else.
Okay.
While I go.
What is your saving throw?
Are
you telling him that you're doing this?
You know what? Zari will just kind of put out her hand and she's going to say, I am going to do just a little bit of searching to see if there are any other magical residues on you. You will feel some sort of arcane energy about you.
Mm-hmm.
Just remain calm. I'm going to read out the description that you have given us so far to try and see if that triggers any sort of magical response.
Okay, so do your weird brain magic, girly pop.
I will do my weird brain math.
Lollipop is now canonical in
Yep.
this world.
It is. I don't know why, but it is.
We take that one.
He will, since you asked him, he will just let the delve deeper happen, so he will not roll a wisdom saving throw. You could just have it.
Beautiful.
So go ahead and roll me. So what do you want to do first? And then depending on how you push or push deeper, I may have you do some rolls.
Alrighty. So I am going to go down. I'm basically reading through his account of the night with all of the fuzzy parts as well, like pausing on the fuzzy parts and being like, and then this happened. And I am just trying to kind of push and trigger his subconscious if I can to delve up any of the starts of these missing pieces.
Okay. I would say that as you're in there, you see a flash of him in a very opulent, bathroom, kind of getting ready, checking himself out in a mirror, finger gunning at it, and slamming,
So lame.
super lame, slamming like a shot of whiskey before he goes out, and he's like doing the little fancy man dance walk down the street, and then you see just like a flash, and you just see an image of a golden goose in a black fog, and then you just see a flash and an image of a really pretty, curvaceous woman, like just the back of her, long, dark black hair, and a purple dress that like hugs her curves, and that is about it.
And I will go, you said that your mother is here to discuss a couple of political avenues. Do you know if any of the other lords' parents or like were in town for similar reasons?
I mean, yeah. There's like so many lords here right now. I don't know all their names, man.
I guess I have a question. Why are there so many lords here right now? Do you guys have something special other than just lording around?
Oh, they're doing like a trade agreement embassy between Iga and Maria and Rosewick. They're trying to foster some trade. So Rosewick's doing like we're the start of the trade boat to Simona City and Thalor. And so why don't you come to an agreement with us and stop trying to dick each other over?
I will
Your
not.
mom must be so disappointed in you.
My mom loves me very much, thank you. Don't be mean. Although I suppose you can be mean because you're really pretty, that's fair.
Simp.
The pretty ones are always the meanest.
They
And does that-
are. And you know, it's okay. I'm kind of into it.
This dude's objectively the worst. I'm not even being mean.
Desira will nod. I suppose, can you give us a list of any of your friends that have gone missing? And are they from... Which side are they from, I suppose?
Oh, dude, I don't remember right now.
That's fair. No worries.
I kind of told Mom about it. She might remember better.
I suppose, is there anything that you would like to tell your mother or anything that you would like her to know? We will be visiting her soon.
Oh, sure. You can tell her that I love her and that, I'm sorry for getting kidnapped, I guess, and that I will be home as soon as the nice cow man fixes me. Is that offensive?
Yes, the proper term is Furbolg, but...
Oh, okay.
I mean...
As soon as the nice Furbolg man misses me, sorry, dude. And I guess if she could maybe send some clothes and money because I literally have nothing.
Desira will nod. Well, thank you very much. Do any of you have any other questions?
mean-
Yeah, but Ravasi doesn't want to ask them in front of everyone.
I mean, basically asked the questions I had with everything, especially with what he remembered, so...
Sorry, I don't remember much more.
It's not your fault. It's...
You have gone through something clearly traumatic. You're taking it quite well for having a terrible ailment. So, good on you.
Dude, that's right. Is this trauma?
I mean,
I think
and
he came
just
this way.
straight face, Comori just goes, "Yep."
Ah,
medically speaking, the biggest difference between something that becomes an actual trauma in life is whether or not you have a good support system.
yeah, I guess that's true. But I got a great support system here. They seem confident they're gonna fix me, and then I'm gonna go hang out with Mom, and then we're gonna head back down home and go party it up down back at home.
You party with your mother?
Oh no, Mom doesn't come out and party. She's amazing. Super great war hero. Oh gosh. She did such a great job in the war.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you very much, my dear. Get some rest, heal well, and best of luck, Lord Rizzolo.
And as you're walking out, you hear him yell, "Hey, am I gonna just be this pruny forever?" to Doreen.
Beautiful. And the moment that the doors close and the person who just went through some shit can no longer see her, Tazira immediately reverts to normal.
If I ever act like that, you all have the legal right to throttle me.
I'm pretty sure he was born acting like that, so I don't think you're at risk.
My point still stands. Also, Tazira, that was weird. In a good way, but weird. I might know something about a golden goose.
I will quirk an eyebrow and tilt my head.
And I will pull out the coin. So, do you remember that, squad of mercenaries that we ran into?
Indeed.
Yeah, well, the leader kind of was like, "Oh, you seem cool if you ever need something," and gave me the coin. And it's of a golden goose. So, that's fun.
It is a wooden coin that is carved to look like a regular coin, and it has the indent and then a raising of a gold painted goose. And to Zari, it looks pretty similar to the little flash outline that you got in your brain.
Gotcha.
I knew nothing more. To be so for real with you, they did seem very shady. I was not planning on looking for work with them, so to say.
That's fair. That looks familiar to what his brain was showing me, so I suppose, well, we have 3 options that we can do first. We can either go to where he washed up first, go to the golden goose, or go to his mother and work out the deals of our payment.
Ravati looks like he's kind of has an idea, but he's also kind of dreading it.
Speak.
It seems like it's...
Yeah?
It seems like they're going after noblemen. If the rest of his friends turn out to have been friends, acquaintances, turn out to have been taken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you scared, Ravasi? Don't worry, Comori will keep you safe.
I'm not scared about it. I am offering an idea.
Are you offering yourself up?
I agree. Let's do it.
I don't like it. I must...
Let's speak with his mother first, because my current theory that I have running is, okay, this is me full on conspiracy boarding here, right? But the Ordning is currently broken. There is about to be a big trade agreement between two countries, and also it's going to span the Great Divide, which is huge. So if anybody is currently benefiting from the giant problem, they're not going to want the world to get better. That's going to make it more, it's going to make it easier to fight giants in countries. It's going to make them more resilient against the threat. And it's also going to take potential control of money out of whoever's hands. So if I was some sort of actor who either just wanted to fuck stuff up for their own purposes because I'm greedy and I want my own trades, or I am taking advantage of the giant threat, then I don't want this to happen. And killing people's kids is a really good way to make them so angry that they won't talk to one another.
That is fair. That is fair. There's also whatever the fuck is happening with Comori stuff.
That's what gave me the idea. We know that Comori has some sort of connection to Lily, and Lily has connections in multiple places, obviously through the one who betrays, and she benefits greatly right now from the giant problem. She's running it. I mean, part of it at least.
That's true. That's true.
But that's just
It's just a theory, a game theory. I don't know why that came over me. Don't ask.
Are you feeling all right?
Peachy. Anyway. No, Sly was just. Never mind. That was a Sly making.
I understood that reference.
I'm glad. I think.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do at the guild hall before you, sounds like, head to Lady Rosalio?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, as you head out onto the city, I think that this is a great place to take a break. So we're going to take a super brief, like 5 to 10-ish minute break, and we'll see you all back in a short minute. And we are back from our break. So, you guys walk through the bustling city to Promo Square. Passing restaurants, bars, and shops that are already bustling despite it's like maybe 10-ish.
We are here about Lord Rosolio, and we are here to talk to his mother regarding the case that has gone on.
Ah, yes, the adventurers who took on the quest. Yep. Mr. Man himself is going to meet you. He will be there in a moment, and we'll walk you towards the front. That's cool. Okay. So these couple of guards escort you through the grounds. You see the grounds are stunning. They're filled with plants that are very evidently not grown in Rosewick in this climate. They seem to be plants that favor a more humid and wet climate. You pass through palm trees, huge orchids, and large palm plants, and there's a noisy reliquary of parrots off to the side. The whole area is bustling with gardeners that are tending to the plants magically. The gardens surround your open drive, and it open up into a large entrance. The center of the drive is still wild with plants, but a more neutral pond filled with koi fish. In the center is a white stone statue of Merino, the shifting god of oceans and tides. Their feet and legs are surrounded by carved waves that are decorated with pearls that catch the midday light almost as if emerging from sparkling water. As you look, it is very difficult to tell what they look like, what gender they are, or as the statue seems to magically shift as you traverse around it, much like the rumors of the god themselves. The house is built with the same white stone decorated with golden and turquoise reliefs. Opulent and swirling, images of the sea surround you. There's arched windows with decorated golden panels marked with stained glass. There's very few straight lines as the architecture favors arches, swirls, and a lack of symmetry. The front door itself has a golden inlay impression of waves between panes of blue glass. As one of the guards opens the doors, you are met with a huge entryway, a sweeping staircase, and daintily decorated pillars. The large pond and continuation of a garden is impressed in the center of the room, a very high glass ceiling shining light on the entrance, tainting the room a light blue. Looking up, you feel as if you are viewing the sun from beneath the waters, blue and golden swirls of the panes. A very serious-looking butler in navy finery that almost stands out in this light place nods to the guards as they exit, before muttering a soft "follow me," and leads you through the entryway. Between the sweeping staircases, with its very delicate golden swirled railing, to the rest of the first floor of the manor. You proceed down a very spaciously arched hallway decorated with chandeliers of blue crystal to a study that seems to be created for entertaining. This room has a huge circular window that looks out into the gardens, a plush carpet woven of textiles, and a stunning art piece of a golden peacock impression that takes up the whole wall. A large seating area is in the center of the room with a sideboard that's already full of fresh fruits and pastries. The butler nods for a moment, murmuring, "She will be with you shortly," before closing the door and disappearing. For those who need a visual in their head, it's very, Maria culture is very Art Nouveau architecture.
Gotcha.
After a couple of minutes, a very beautiful half-elven woman enters the room, clothed in turquoise silk finery. Her long blonde hair is braided with a net of pearls cascading down her back in waves. There's an air of maturity and beginning of wrinkles on her face, as she appears to be in her 40s or 50s, and an aura of magic surrounds her. As she kind of nods to all of you, and she goes, "Oh, welcome to my home away from home, if you will. I am so grateful that you were all willing to assist me and figure out what happened to my baby boy."
Indeed. We have a couple of questions, of course. Although I suppose, and I'm actually going to look to Nyx for this. I suppose at the end of the day, we are adventurers. What is the terms of this, if we may ask?
Oh, absolutely. If you are able to get me information, I can give you 750 gold pieces. And my son was wearing his pendant for the Rosalio family. It's a very important family heirloom. It is a golden pendant that has an R carved into it inlaid with sapphires. They're beautifully perfect. And if you are able to return that, I will give you an additional 750 gold pieces. However, I know that that's not a lot for adventurers, so you may request a magic item, and I have multiple connections in the city, and so while you are doing your investigation, I can get that procured for you. So you can request a magic item that is very rare, or 2 rare items, or several spell scrolls and potions.
Looks like Ravasi looking at his instrument of the bars he just bought.
Tazira looks so enraptured at that idea.
So that is my terms, and obviously if there's anything that you need assistance with, I can get connections going. However, I have to try to stay out of things as the political climate is very tumultuous.
Yes, we had heard. And speaking of, we had heard that a couple of other nobles have gone missing, particularly young men. Would you happen to know any of their names and perhaps which nation they are affiliated with?
I do not. You see, there's just rumors of it going around. Unfortunately, I don't know who all has disappeared. Uh, you'd maybe need to discuss with other sources.
She will nod. I suppose. Is there any particular reason, other than, of course, getting at somebody in high places, that somebody might want to harm your son? I know that there is a trade agreement going on at the moment.
It is mainly for, I would assume, the trade agreement, or I am currently lobbying to be a part of the Council of Pearls. And a lot of the Egan delegates do not like me very much, as I was a direct aggressor in the trade war.
Is there anything that you guys would like to ask our dear hostess?
I
mean,
do have a bit of information. There's a couple of things. So, someone in the note that they sent, they said that Artan was struggling to remember things. I do know that the Grand Dame actually came up here because they know that a lot of the Marian nobles were here. So they did a little bit of it's a party barge. Actually, I had some connections when it was made. I helped sponsor some of the people and got an investment. It was great. It was great investment. But it's normally at the Glistening Tempest, but it has traveled here. It's a floating casino boat. It's one of Artan's favorites, and I know that he doesn't quite remember, but that could be a good place to start. The other thing is that I've heard some rumors that the Thieves Guild of Nassau has been sneaking around a lot and is very active. They aren't affiliated with any sides right now, but I do know that the entrance to their area is found in the sewers.
I will write all of that down.
Is there any particular discretion or particular peoples we need to avoid?
Not necessarily. Maybe just don't say that you're working for me. If you see any Egan delegates.
Absolutely.
But, I will say, if you do want to get on the Grand Dame, it is typically an invite-only occasion, as they can only take so many people, but I do know that Artan isn't always on the list, and he always makes it on, so maybe if you dress a certain way and look like you're willing to spend money, they'll let you in. And if you need any nice clothes or anything, I can assist in that endeavor.
Yes, that would be very useful. Oh, and speaking of clothes, your son wanted us to tell you that he loves you very much, that he is glad to speak with you again, and that he would like some clothes sent to him, if at all possible. Probably things that are water resistant or won't break down easy, I would suggest.
Oh,
Comfortable ones.
yes. I will get some stuff put together, as well as when he is healed, because Doreen said that he would be able to heal him. More than likely, just need some time and, some money. So I will get that sent together.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
And thank you for being willing. I am unsure if you've decided on a magic item, but if you want to send a message, if you think of it, you are welcome to.
Absolutely. Time to go through my wish list.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not each. It's one total, or
Oh.
two rare items total, or
God.
it's as a group, as a party.
Ah, that changes things.
Yep, or if you want a couple spell scrolls and potions. So it
Spell
is
scrolls
not...
and potions might honestly be a good idea. Anyway.
There you go. That's what you can get.
Thank you, DM.
Okay. So she's willing to help you with whatever you need. And is there anything else you wish to do or ask of her?
No, not offhand at least.
Yeah, nothing I can think of.
Actually, now that I think about it,
Mhm.
I don't think there's anything ever that exists that is going to work for me.
What do you mean?
I don't have any, and Komori's just like doing like kind of being very coy about it. She's like, I don't have anything nice, and I don't think anything could ever actually fit me.
Oh, my dear. You're okay. Don't worry. I can make something work. I can always make something work. The tailor that I work with is phenomenal. You definitely, if you need it, if you're planning on going to the Grand Dame, will definitely need some assistance. So, I will have Kamed get your measurements, and my tailor can whip something up for you before this evening for sure. Don't sweat it.
Just, if that's the case, just make sure it can sort of, tear resistant, and make sure it can actually, shift with things, flexible, if that's
We can
sense.
do a pantsuit for sure. I actually have a very great pantsuit that is made of a stretchy material that I wear on days that I don't want to, when I want to be comfy. It's like wearing pajamas, but it looks nice.
Well,
Fair.
technological
I just
wonder never
would hate
ceases.
to ruin it in case we get in a fight and I have to do my usual thing.
Oh, of course.
I will lean over to Comori and be like, Comori? I'm actually going to say this into her head. Comori, nobles
Yeah.
throw away things like these like they are toilet rags. Do not feel bad.
Then why do I feel worse?
Because the richness reminds you of how much you will probably never have that amount of money, even if you work every day in your life.
Wait, aren't you and everyone else here in this party rich?
You don't know that.
I mean, at least Ravasi is, and kind of
Oh.
Nyx, and
Ravasi's still rich.
Rossi is so rich. He's like, I'm really poor right now. I only have 95 platinum. Am I right?
You're right. Just a casual 950 gold, and it's considered poor to him, which is more than a normal person would see in their lifetime.
It's a beautiful thing.
He's such a little bastard.
Okay.
Always.
She will get your measurements, and she will just preemptively send some stuff out and say that you can pick it up this evening before you head over.
Beautiful.
Okay. So, you have several hours to kill. What would you like to do?
I will look to the rest of the party.
Alright, I just finally found the Bandalore that I got, and I was attuning myself to it.
All good.
Yes. Yes. Oh? Do we want to go investigate where he showed up?
Sounds
That's-
like
Honestly, probably the best thing we can do in the meantime.
I mean, if we need to get onto a casino boat, we're probably really only going to care about it until evening time. We're not going to want to get onto it until evening time. Hold on.
Yes. Okay, so you guys are heading to the area where he showed up?
yeah.
Okay. So you guys head to the lower part of the district and are poking around the lower docks, making your way to the area that was marked on your map. You do see that right now it is currently low tide once again, as he was found kind of around 10 in the evening, and it's like, you probably have like an hour to poke around down there. And you head down. It's less of a beach and more of like an area that kind of shows up that is covered in rocks and horrible sand. People don't often go swimming in the Great Divide. It's definitely more of a boat area. It's kind of gross and it's brackish water, so it's not... What?
It's the Boston Harbor.
A little bit. Honestly, kind of. And so...
I feel a great urge to dump tea into this.
And so as you guys are poking around the sewer, you very easily find the sewer grate that he was found near. It looks like it kind of opens a little bit at the end to let out large chunks and stuff, but typically stays closed. There's crap pouring out of it.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead, if you guys want to poke around a bit more and see if you get more information, you can make me either perception or investigation checks. It's going to be different.
Oh boy, perception checks. I love perception checks. I'm going to take advantage on my perception check for my cat.
Sounds good.
Oh, I'm better at investigation.
You can roll investigation and I'll ignore that 14.
Sweet. I'm gonna scream if it's... No, it's better. Okay, thank goodness.
Okay. So, we're gonna start, Nyx, this sewer is pouring out shit. Literally.
I'm not going in there.
That's
Ravasi.
understandable.
Ravasi, you kind of poke around and you see a bit of the leftover membrane. It is hiding behind like a copse of rocks. You managed to find it. You see it is definitely large enough to encase a human. The same material. You see the impression where Lord Arten's body was and the jagged edge of someone cutting through it with probably a dagger or a short sword.
He's making the worst face about it.
It smells horrible. It smells like a dead jellyfish.
You're right, Nick. You should not be near it.
So,
I'm gonna throw up.
Question.
Mhm.
So, canonically, Tressums are able to, I believe, let me pull it up exactly, but canonically, they're able to detect poison and disease. And kind of get an idea. Let me read it. Where is it? Poison sense. A Tressum can detect whether a substance is poisonous by taste, touch, or smell. Can I have Mippet try and, like, take a little nibble of this and get a sense.
You hold Mippet near the membrane. Mippet
Like some
does
the
the horrible sniff and then the face and pulls away and then looks at it kind of curiously and then opens her mouth and chomps.
Desire looks so grossed out as she's holding Miffit right now.
And immediately after she chomps, she's chewing and then she immediately starts heaving like she's hacking up a hairball and spits it back out.
I'll connect to her little brain. Alrighty, I'm so sorry, Mippet, and I'll like pull out some like dried sardines or whatever good treat I have for her to give over to her.
You absolutely have some dried sardines. You get the sense from Mippet that it's not poisoned per se, but it's horrible, gross tasting, very acidic, and definitely like not something that if you touch it you'll contract a disease, but there was disease present.
Gotcha.
Tazira, with your 27, you guys are down here kind of poking around, checking some stuff out, and you look up and you see someone is watching you. Like, hiding. The rest of your party would not be able to see them, but you have good eyes. Someone's watching you.
I love it.
Kind of a dark, cloaked figure.
How many feet away are they?
They're like, so you guys are kind of, it's a drop off. There was a set of stairs, like maybe a couple 100 feet back. And there's like a drop off kind of port. So when it's high tide, the whole area gets like filled with water. You're like a bit down from kind of one of the docking areas in the lower docks. This person's kind of standing up next to the railing in between two buildings. And looks like they're kind of just standing in the alleyway, leaning against the wall in a cloak, and you can tell that they keep glancing over down at what you're doing. They're like, I would say, maybe 100 feet from you.
Beautiful.
But up a bit.
I'm gonna like just crouch down and be quote unquote examining something, and I'm going to connect to their head and go, hello. You're rather curious, aren't you?
You see them sit up a little bit straight, and they look down at you. Are you looking at them or no?
No, I am looking at the membrane right now, investigating it thoroughly, at least to an outsider view.
They say, who is this?
Who are you?
I'm not privy to tell you that information if I don't have to.
Something to do with this entrance to the sewer, perhaps? But I don't know.
Then you watch, like, a keen eye, like, look down towards the area again. If you're one of the strangers poking around on the beach.
If I am.
I was just curious why you were poking around a sewer entrance. There's been strange things down there.
Just making sure nobody else gets hurt.
So you know of the man who washed up.
Perchance.
I'm part of the Thieves Guild. I have a bit of information that may help you if you pay the right price.
Well, we have no quarry with the Thieves Guild, and I'm sure all of you want to make sure you don't wash up on a beach begging for water and burning alive when you don't get it either.
You watch as the person hops over the railing, and kind of like grabs onto. It looks like they are just like hopping over the railing, but seems that there was a rope that was dropped there as they kind of slide down in the cloak. And a woman pulls back the cloak and begins walking up to your group. She has dirty blonde hair. She looks young-ish, a very square jaw, and a nasty scar that runs from her hairline to her upper lip.
Anyone know the definitely totally not a thief woman walking up towards us?
Yeah, black leathers, like, very typical Thieves Guild energy.
Yeah.
Tazira will just glance over and give them a nod.
Can we help you?
You're poking around our sewers.
Ah, these are yours.
Well,
Yes.
and not all the sewers of the city are ours, nor do we care about all of them. And she kind of, like, makes a face.
Well, it would be lovely to get some information, actually. I presume he has no clue that Tazira's made, like, a little deal or anything. I presume you are aware of whatever is going on around here? No?
I might have some information if you can pay the right coin, as I told the creepy voice in my head.
He's gonna side glance to Zyra. Ah, yes. Classic. Well, what is it that your heart desires?
Riches beyond that which you can give me. But we'll start
I
with-
wouldn't be so sure.
But we'll start with 20 gold.
He'll dole out 20 gold.
So, there have been disappearances around the city. Couple of nobles. I wouldn't go poking around. You never know if they're shacked up somewhere. But that man who washed up was a noble. There's 2 from Rosewick, another one from Maria, and one from Iga. So, spread out a bit. I thought it was political shit at first, but not sure. I'm wondering if some sort of organization is involved. But I'm not sure. It's not ours. I'm not sure if it's the Arane or the Eclipse, although it doesn't seem like either of their styles.
Any of you dreaming of a large eye?
What? No?
Okay, cool. Eliminates that.
We don't want this on our back. That's the only reason I was willing to approach you. I don't want people thinking that the Thieves Guild of Nassau had an issue here.
Fair?
So, I know some people. If you need any names or descriptions,
Absolutely.
let me know.
And what might we call you?
The guild calls me Scimitar Sally.
Beautiful. Wonderful to meet you, Scimitar Sally.
Ravasi does snortle a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, you said that there was 2 from Rosewood, 1 from Maria, and 1 from Agia. Do you know their names at all?
I unfortunately do not. I just know that there's a couple nobles around the same age as the man, or older, mainly in the young age. I'm gonna be honest with you, of all the people to pick off besides prostitutes, they're the easiest. They go party, they get drunk, they have a bunch of coin in their pocket, they lay out in the alley somewhere. I cannot tell you how many of those types that I've robbed blind of the gold on them and left them in the back alley to, wake up naked and hungover.
Is she looking at me, TM?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a threat.
He just smiles at her.
So, them easy pickings, especially if they're out partying. And there's been an influx of them, as well as the barge over there, up the river in the rich part of town that is gaining a lot of attention.
Have you seen anything shady coming in or out of that barge?
She snorts. Everything to do with any party place is shady. But no, I haven't heard any rumors there.
Well, greatly appreciated. I will look to Nyx. Nyx, you have a sharp mind. Anything that you would find useful to ask?
Nope, old Scimitar Sally already told us she basically knows nothing.
Pretty much.
Kind of a shite information broker, if you ask me, but whatever.
Hey, you asked for help. I gave you information. I didn't have to do that.
You act like you weren't paid, but whatever. Anyway, Sally, nice to meet you. We will stay away from your stinky, smelly sewers, I promise.
Sure.
You mentioned that you didn't care about all the sewers. How come?
Because this is a very big city, and if we mapped every part of, as you said, the stinky, smelly sewers, that would fucking suck. No, we just...
I wasn't sure if...
Our guild hall is notoriously underground and has an entrance to the sewers, so a lot of them travel through. It's kind of common knowledge.
I figured I'd ask so we didn't accidentally bump into, I don't know, your rival guild or whatever.
Oh, we don't have a rival guild underground or anything. We sometimes compete with the Eclipse for information, and we sometimes compete with Orane for selling goods. There's a pause and a face.
Yeah, good.
And I'm not going to find anything more mysteriously disappearing from my pockets now, am I?
She takes a step closer to you and grins up at you. I don't know. Are you?
You might find things in there you would not be excited to see.
Huh.
That's gross, Ravasi.
I'm not gonna make the mistake of attempting to pick your pocket in front of that one with the sharp eyes.
That's why we suggested it. I'd do it, I dare you, it'd be funny. Alright then.
She waves and then stalks off and climbs up there. Anything
Alrighty.
else you wish to do?
I will look.
I gotta say, that whole thing felt,
really fucking weird.
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I was gonna say, are thieves or rogues normally that, awkward to deal with?
When you catch them looking at you and speak to them from nowhere, it tends to throw them off.
Throw them off the rhythm, got it.
Exactly. And I grin.
right. Shall we get going?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else? It's like, I would say a little bit after lunch, kind of hitting the middle of the afternoon. Is there anything else you wish to do before heading back to collect your clothes?
I have nothing I would like to do.
Ravasi is just gonna like look at everyone and be like, if we are going in, aliases?
Absolutely. You. Hmm.
He sighed, glancing to Zyra. um, uh, I feel like us showboating our names, though I might want to use my name.
Yeah, your name might actually pull some weight.
I
It
was
would
like,
also be a disaster if someone recognized you.
I mean,
no, not really. Why would it be a
It,
disaster?
no, it would be if you used an alias.
Yes,
yeah.
I meant for the rest of you. I
Nobody
don't-
knows the rest of us at all.
Uh,
We mean nothing.
I'm looking at
Ravasi,
Zyra.
Ravasi also, Nyx might not be recognized, but if she used her actual birth name, like, there would maybe be some pull there too.
Does that mean I'm the only one who needs, like, a code name here? Because...
Well, Zyra uses Zyra with the guild.
You're actually gonna watch as he's gonna, like, genuinely start weighing this. Ravasti.
Don't think too hard. Yes.
I'm going to connect to your brain. I'm ignoring my parents' mail right now. And if the first thing that they hear about me being actually cited in public is that I am on a party barge while I am supposedly supposed to be out working on my dissertation.
Hey, all they need to know is sometimes you need a little bit of a break.
My dissertation was my break, Ravasi.
What I'm hearing is that your parents need a little. You need to stick it to them a little bit. A little rebellion. It's always good for. It's good for the soul.
Desira looks like actually scandalized at the at the recommendation. And it is very obvious that the idea of sticking it to the man or rebelling has not crossed her mind one time in her life.
He is being a hypocrite. Anyway, well, he's gonna speak out loud. I don't know. Do we? So Nyx, I feel like would be fine. I feel like Comori should maybe not be like, yes, I'm Comori. Rawr.
What? I'm sorry, what was that?
That was my mocking attempt at you being genuinely terrifying.
I was gonna say, you gotta put a little more chutzpah into that.
Nyx should probably not throw around her real name. And
Oh,
then
Nyx.
Zyra. Nyx is perfectly fine.
I'm confused, but okay.
The name that your birth mother gave you.
Oh shit! I
Fuck
forgot
is it?
about that again.
Yes, you did. Oh,
Oh, well,
gosh.
then that just kind of works out, doesn't it?
I love
It's a good thing
Nyx.
you're cute. It's a very good thing you're cute. But no, Tazara, do you feel like Tazara would be a bit too obvious around here?
Yeah. You know what? I will stick it to the man. Her voice is giving out halfway through.
Very convincing.
Convincing of what? That it sounds like she's about to keel over?
Tazara?
I'm not about to keel over at all. Why would you say
Tazara? He's got a shit-eating grin on his face. Are you gonna share with the class?
All right, whenever I'm in there, guys, use Iris. Please. You're gonna see the other half of my face, but that's, it. Any whoosies.
Oh, you mean the top half?
Yes.
Any whoosies. All that aside. Oh, yeah, there we go. Talk.
Comori and Nyx, neither of you, there's no implication of the name Iris. You haven't heard any rumors, you haven't been in the area, like, she's all flustered about it, and there's no implication to you.
Hey, yeah, like, Tazara, I think you're, with all due respect, I think you're making a big deal about nothing.
Yes. Nothing.
Tazira doesn't answer. She just glances over at you with the 1,000-yard stare eyes.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna throw my weight around. Nyx, please don't make a fuss when I act like a prick.
To be honest, I'm
it
just
is-
gonna stand in a corner and wait. So
Fair enough.
Nyx
but
is
I'm
the
gonna
arm
need-
candy that's secretly
Yes.
a bodyguard.
Yes. As for the rest of you, you are my friends. Comori, if anyone raises a fuss, don't take it. Alert me, and I will ruin their lives. And he smiles.
Wait. You're saying that if someone tries to start shit, I have to basically call for you like a parent.
Oh, no. We will probably get kicked out if you, start the fist fight. Because unfortunately that's how things like this go. However, think of me as like your social scary dog. However, I'm going to be so honest with you. Mean mug the shit out of them and look like nothing affects you, and oftentimes doesn't feed them enough until they leave.
Well, if you say so. Oh, fair enough. Fine. I just...
Don't eat anyone.
I'm almost offended you would think that.
I
Almost.
think I'm very appropriate about that.
I'm just gonna pout a little bit.
Flashback to Comori literally biting giants. and I'm pretty sure some of the barbarians too.
Yes.
What? Cannibalism? No, couldn't have been me.
You didn't
Yeah.
swallow. It's only cannibalism if you swallow. You can quote me on that.
Something, something, personal experience, something, something.
No.
Look, we don't kink shame, but we do kink ask why.
No, absolutely not.
We do kink inquire.
We do
Yes,
inquire.
we kink inquire.
Oh yeah, it's the case of I'm not kink shaming, but I'm kink asking why.
Yup.
Hey, look, I learned what vor was against my will a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
Only a few weeks ago? It took that long?
How? How
my
have you
I
missed that?
Who am I as a person? Where do I not exist on the internet on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
Hornyville, thank you very much. I
Hmm.
don't exist in Hornyville.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Wait
I
a minute.
know.
Was it Megan related?
No, it was shockingly not Megan related.
Ow.
I know exactly when I discovered Vor, but we will not talk about that. Let's move on. So you guys
Wait a
finished
minute.
your conversation, and if you would like,
Sorry,
you
I
can.
derailed that so
You did. It's great. You guys can head back to the guild. There is like a spa essentially at the guild, so you can get cleaned up and then go report back to get your clothing or send a message to have your clothing sent to the guild if you would like.
Guys, we're doing the party dress up scene. Woo! Alright, Cece, it's your time to shine. It's your time to dress us all up in cool ass outfits.
So, yeah, sure. If you guys want to tell me, let's do like a smash cut of everybody like in the spa, relaxing, getting like a face mask, getting ready. If you want to tell me what your party outfit would be like, keep in mind you're going essentially to like a very fancy rich people casino that is invite only. That is the energy. So you could probably get away with whatever you want type thing. And you have a name
Someone
behind
needs
it.
to wear ridiculously long gloves.
So, with that being said, Cece already knows what Iris is wearing. So let's do like a you guys all gather together scene, and if you would tell me what your character is wearing, because this is fun. So let's start with Tazira.
Alrighty. So funnily enough, the vast majority of Tazira's prep time consists of her very intricately braiding her hair in a completely symmetrical pattern. There are long pieces that flow down, pieces that are pinned back in braids, and she is wearing a very dark navy blue dress that has multiple layers that kind of go down. It's fitted around the bust, and it has silver constellations that are embroidered into the dress, as well as kind of cascading down a little bit. As well as you guys see that she has very intricate silver face jewelry that goes around her forehead and then kind of drapes down, and there is a deep navy mouth veil with a couple of constellation patterns as well from it. And her entire demeanor is different. This is not Tazira, the nervous wreck who's about to spit a prophecy at you. The person who is in front of you never slouches and always seems calm.
Okay.
Anyway,
What do you know what Ravasi's wearing, Sai? Would you like to go next?
He think classic black tie like suit, except for it is a dark blood red wine crushed velvet. And he's got a fancy little bow tie.
I love it.
This funky little pattern. And is his hair long enough to get the charming little ponytail in the back?
Sure, I'll allow it. It's been a couple of months.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, he's got a charming little ponytail in the back. And he looks ridiculous, annoyingly comfortable in what he's wearing, and he's got the most smug ass, like, schmarmy, charming, like, million-watt smile at all of you.
Okay. Nyx, why don't you go next? What is Nyx wearing?
She's wearing a nice black gown with nice black gloves.
Yes, long gloves. Is she wearing her hat?
No, because I don't know what. Oh, her witch's hat.
Yeah.
No, she won't wear her witch's hat.
Okay.
Are you
Is she
wearing the
wearing the
pin?
hair pick from Ravasi?
Yes, the hair pick looks really nice.
Aw.
And he does have the cufflinks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Komori,
And-
what is Komori wearing?
Oh, I would say it's very much because the pantsuit was mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
I'd say it'd be like a really deep, like teal, like sea foam, like a deep teal, like a deep teal blue green sort of like whole like pantsuit and everything, but like maybe with like a sea foam green accenting to it,
Ooh.
like pinstripes almost.
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
I need
Yeah.
fan art.
I know, right? I need fan art.
And for the first time, and it's weird, also weird because for the first time, and possibly who knows when, she actually has proper footwear.
Ooh.
This is weird.
I imagine that the pantsuit is like a one piece that is a halter top and a completely open back. And then you have like a jacket that you could, like a suit jacket that you can wear over it that matches in fabric. And it
Yeah.
actually halter tops look amazing on broad shoulders. You can see like all of your rippling back muscles if you don't wear the jacket.
God.
Okay. I also
Bossy
imagine
going-
that Nyx's dress has a really long slit. I think that would be really cool.
Mhm, mhm.
It doesn't.
But
It doesn't!
It doesn't.
Oh man.
ruining her dreams.
I know.
Don't worry, DM. You can always just have the classic dramatic slit during the fight.
Yeah! There's a fight. Like someone cuts a slit in your skirt. That'd be
No
so
reason
funny.
except for it to be sexy.
It's the anime little bit of the oh gosh, what do they call fan service there?
Yes.
Okay,
and-
so for the sake of things, as you guys are going throughout this, you will not have your armor on. So if you have any armor, you may remove that. If you have any magical items that grant you armor abilities, you can obviously hang on to that. Evidently, you may not have any weapons. However, I know that there's a bag of holding in the party, so you could place your weapons in there and just... I'm sure that Tazira could shove a bag of holding into her skirt.
Absolutely.
What about the magic item? What about my fiddle? Can I bring that with me, or are they gonna take that away?
They
from
would
me?
likely take that away from you.
Damn it. Okay, we'll put that in the bag.
Yes.
What
Okay.
about my other two items? It's a fire opal and my other thing.
Like, if it's part of your attire
Kit?
or if it's in, like, your pocket, like, they're not gonna care about
Mhm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Vasi is going to pull out a very beautiful signet ring, slide it onto his right hand pinky, and then he's going to pull out a fan and flick it open. All right.
With
Shall
that,
we go?
you step out into the city. The sun is beginning to set, and the city is bustling. There is things happening all in the area. It's very, very fun and very lively, especially as you begin to walk through the Promo Square and kind of head towards the upper docks. And as you walk up to the upper docks, you see what can only be the Grand Dame. It is a very ornately decorated riverboat. It is multiple levels, and it is kind of like a very similar architecture style, so very Art Nouveau. Just tons, all of the railings around, because it's like kind of like open, you have some railings around, are very intricately carved, lots of swirls and sea themes and golden. It is hopping, there's lights all across it, and I think as you walk up to the Grand Dame, this is where we are going to call the session. So next time when we hang out, you guys will be exploring around, seeing what you can find, maybe finding the lady in purple. And we will go on from there.
Vossi about to lose so much money gambling.
Yeah.
Let's go gambling.
I'm
Aw,
excited.
dang it. Oh, dang it.
I'm excited to see how gambling goes. I have some mini games. I'm super stoked.
Oh, mini games.
Okay. So, with that being said, if you're with us on Twitch, stick around. We will be raiding out. If you are with us on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you all in the next episode. Goodbye.
Toodles.
Bye.